Shirley Murdock is a famous church and R&B singer. Her smooth, deep voice and songs that move millions of people have made her famous. In spite of her fame and success, Shirley is just like everyone else when it comes to grief and loss. Recently, Shirley's friends were heartbroken to hear of the death of her beloved mother, who had been a rock in her life and a source of strength and support. The loss has had a big effect on Shirley and on her loyal fans, who have sent Shirley their condolences and voiced their sadness. Losing a loved one is very painful, and even people we respect for their strength and skill are reminded of this when they are going through a hard time. Shirley Murdock's mother was not only a close family member to the singer, but also had a big impact on her work and personal life. When a mother and daughter get together, they often share memories, love each other, and sometimes have problems. Shirley's mother was a rock that she could always lean on. She supported her job goals, helped her grow in her faith, and was there for her when life got hard. When you lose someone so important to you, it can feel like you've lost a part of yourself. Shirley's public displays of sadness show how deeply she feels. Shirley Murdock released a public statement after her mother's death in which she talked about how deeply she was saddened and how her mother had been her rock. She talked about how her mother had taught her to be strong and smart, especially during hard times. Shirley said that her mother helped her grow in her trust in God, which is a theme that runs through her music career. Shirley's songs, especially her gospel music, often have messages about being strong, having faith, and getting through hard times. She often said that these messages came from her mother's lessons. Shirley Murdock has used her music for a long time to connect with people on a spiritual and emotional level because she is a religious woman. Her faith has been put to the test by her mother's death, but it has also helped her and her fans remember that faith can help them heal, even when they have lost someone very close to them. Shirley's religious music has helped many people feel better over the years, and it is now helping her deal with her own pain as she mourns this very personal loss. Many people became aware of Shirley Murdock in the 1980s thanks to hits like As We Lay, which became an important part of R&B music. Her work, on the other hand, is based on gospel music, and she has always kept her faith close. Shirley's mother was very important in this because she raised her in the church and encouraged her to follow her dream of becoming a singer. Murdock has talked a lot about how her mother's faith and her abilities gave her the courage to face the challenges of the music business. Shirley's mother's death has left a hole in her life that can't be filled by anyone else. However, it has shown her how much a mother's love and support can mean to a child, no matter how old they are. Shirley's mom wasn't just her parent, she was also a friend, someone she could talk to, and someone who could show her the way. She feels like she's lost a part of herself, which is something that a lot of people can connect to, because losing a parent is one of the hardest things that can happen to a person. At times like these, people often think back on the good times they had with friends and family, remembering the fun, joy, and lessons they learned. Shirley feels better when she thinks about these things. She has talked about how kind her mother was, how much she loved her family, and how she gave up a lot to make sure her kids had the best chances in life. This means that Shirley's mother lives on in her heart, in her songs, and in the lessons she continues to teach others about life. The death of Shirley's mother also makes me think of how everyone feels when they lose a parent in particular. We can feel like kids again after losing a parent, no matter how old we are. We feel weak, lost, and unsure. It's a stark warning of how quickly time goes by and how much we will all lose. The close bond Shirley had with her mother makes this loss even more painful for her. Many people can only dream of having such a bond. Shirley Murdock has used her fame to connect with her fans on a very personal level throughout her career. Now that her mother has died, her fans are coming together to show their love and support. People have sent a lot of sad messages on social media from fans, fellow artists, and friends. Many people have told Shirley how her music helped them get through hard times, and now they are sending her their love and thoughts during this tough time. Shirley has always been honest about her life, telling her people about both the good and bad times. Many people have been inspired by how honest she is, especially since she has had problems in her personal life and at work. She continues to be both strong and vulnerable as she grieves the death of her mother. She tells her fans that it's okay to cry and that loss is something we all have to deal with. Shirley Murdock's music has usually been about love, loss, and faith, but now that her mother has died, she may write about new things. It's possible that Shirley will use her sadness in her future music. Grief, loss, and the healing process are strong feelings that can change how someone writes. A lot of artists have found comfort in their work after losing a loved one. For Shirley, her singing may become an even deeper way for her to show how much she loves and hurts her mother. Shirley Murdock's faith has always been an important part of her life and songs. During this sad time, it's likely that her faith will continue to give her strength. Even the most religious person can lose their faith when they lose a loved one, especially a parent. But Shirley has been devoted to God her whole life, so she will likely find comfort in her religious views. Shirley has talked a lot about how much she relies on prayer and how comforting it is for her to know that her mother is now at peace and not suffering in this world. In many ways, Shirley Murdock's journey is similar to the paths of many others who have lost a parent. The first stages of grief are shock and overwhelming sadness, followed by times of thought and remembering. Shirley's friends have been there for her at different points in her career and are now sending her love and prayers as she goes through this hard time. Her willingness to talk about her loss shows that grief is something we all go through, no matter our background, fame, or success. Shirley is still getting over the death of her mother, but her family, friends, and fans are there for her. Even though the pain of losing a parent never really goes away, Shirley can find comfort in the fact that her mother's lessons and ideals live on through her, as well as the music that has touched so many people. Shirley's job has always been to share her heart with the world. Now that she is sad, she is getting 10 times as much love from people who were moved by her voice, her faith, and her strength. Finally, Shirley Murdock's friends, her family, and herself have all been deeply affected by the tragic death of her beloved mother. Shirley is sad about losing the person who was always there for her and who was her biggest fan. But she is also reminded of how her mother taught her love, wisdom, and faith. Fans and friends have shown Shirley and her mother a lot of support during this sad time. It shows how much they have changed the lives of those around them. Shirley will always feel sad about losing her mother, but her faith and the memories she has of her will help her in the future. She will take her mother's legacy with her every step of the way.